Hey everyone, welcome back to Mirror Image Co, the online styling and coaching platform that helps you attain an empowered life. So today's video is on self-care, and I know that this is a hot topic right now, this and self-love, and I just wanted to touch on a few things that I think go beyond what we envision it to be, because it's more than just a face mask, a spa day, you know, sitting at home in your pajamas. It's more than that, and it has so many positive impacts on every area of your life if you really know what to look for and how to look after yourself. Because I believe when you look after yourself, you are the most useful and the most impactful to other people. And I believe that there's a reason why, for example, when we get on the airplanes and they do the safety announcements, there's a reason why they ask you to put your mask on yourself before you put it on anyone else, whether they're your loved ones, whether they're your kids, no matter who you may be traveling with. There's a reason why they ask you to put it on yourself first, and then you may be able to help others. And so I hope this video helps you to metaphorically put that mask on for yourself in your own life. So the first point is manage your time and who has access to it. I touched on this a little bit before in the high value video, but your time is the one thing that you can't get back after you spend it. Your time is your most valuable asset next to your energy and your health. And so who you spend it with and how you spend it will determine how much energy you have, how positive you are, how much you can take up opportunities that present themselves to you, how much you can help other people in whom you have influence over. And so I think it's really important to ask yourself, how am I managing my time? And one practical way you can do that is set your intention for the next day. Not just the things that you have to do, maybe in your job or with your family, but things that you may want to accomplish for yourself. And then write the 3 things for that day that need to be accomplished. What needs to be done that day, and what can you let go of if it's not necessarily accomplished. But it's important to understand how you spend your time and what you're going to spend your time on, because it helps you make better decisions. Also, it's good to look at how you've been spending your time generally and where you find yourself sort of unsatisfied and things that you may want to improve on. That helps you know, okay, I don't need to give my time to this, or I don't need to be surrounding myself with this particular person. And so it can just be a way of you evaluating your life so that you can be better use for yourself and others. It helps you gain confidence when you manage your time, because if you don't manage your time, believe me, others will manage it for you. The next point is focus on purpose and not popularity. I think that's such a big one, because we live in an age of likes and, you know, Facebook fans, Facebook friends, and Instagram likes and all that kind of stuff. And it's not bad to be on social media. I'm on social media, but I think that what we have is this propensity to want everyone to like us. And once you sort of attain a certain level of awareness, you realize that you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. In fact, you're glad you're not, because what you want to do is be most impactful to the people that need what you have. And so it's when you focus on purpose as well, your principles are unshakable. You're more likely to just do something that will naturally create an impact and benefit somebody else, rather than doing something that's inauthentic to you, even if it makes you seem popular, even if it makes you feel that you've accomplished something. It won't last. Authenticity is the number one thing in this age of technology that people really do search for. So when they know that you're authentic, when they know that you're really excited to be somewhere, or you're excited to do something and to help them, and it's coming from a genuine place, then whether it gets 1 million likes or none, you will feel within yourself a certain level of confidence of knowing that you were true to yourself. So focus on your purpose and not popularity. Popularity also doesn't last. It goes in waves. Respect is much more valuable, and it means that people really value you for what you bring to the table rather than what you can imitate. The third thing is say no. And I put down, make yourself expensive. Make yourself like a Rolls Royce. I think the one that comes into mind is the big Phantom one. Now, I'm not into big cars like that, but what is different about that is that when you make yourself expensive, not everyone can afford that. And that goes back to my point of who you say yes and no to, and what you say yes and no to in terms of your time. So learn how to say no. You don't have to sort of give a massive reason or massive explanation. It's important that if you know that you're going to be juggling too many plates, you're going to end up dropping some of them, and it's inevitable. And when you overpromise and underdeliver, that also has an impact on your credibility. It has an impact on your reputation, and that is something that is well within your control. So say no in order to manage other people's expectations, because as I said before, everyone has a plan for everyone, but manage their expectation, but also to ensure that you're not saying that in saying yes to someone else, that you're not saying no to yourself. It's so important that this becomes a part of your vocabulary. And a practical way that you can do that is say, no, thank you, I appreciate you considering me, but I'm not able to do that at this time. Or, I'm not able to help you at this time, however, X, Y, and Z. So you may point them on and signpost them on to somebody or something else that can help. Or, I don't feel that fits in with my schedule at this time, but thank you. Always remain gracious, but immovable in your no, when you know it's not going to be a mutually beneficial yes. The next thing is surround yourself with people who are invested in learning. It's so important to surround yourself with the right people. And again, I touched on this on the high value video. But if you surround yourself with people who are invested in learning, you're more likely to want to up your game in terms of your perspective, in terms of your mental discipline, in terms of just how you manage your thought life, and also what you know. You're such a more interesting person when you're curious about things in the world, when you want to learn about things, when you're excited to explore new things. And so in doing so, you not only educate yourself, but you're learning about different people, different cultures, different things, different hobbies, different skill sets. You're also ensuring that in this really fast moving world, and we've had so many developments in the last 50 or so years, that you're up to date and that you're able to quickly adapt as a person who leads themselves into what's happening in the world, so that you can be of use in your workplace, in your family, in your church, wherever you may operate. The next point is manage your health. It's so key. Your health as well as your time, two biggest assets. And they're the things that when you don't manage them, they'll end up managing you. And so your health, you don't have to be like a gym fanatic or someone who is trying to sort of train to be a bodybuilder, but just someone who's aware of their health, aware to feed themselves the right thing, to drink the right things, to move well and move often enough that you burn necessary fat, and to also get enough rest, and to also get outside and walk and experience fresh air. Those kind of things are so important to maintaining your health. Your body is your way of living in this world. It's your home in this world. So when you take care of it, it will take care of you. The next point is to spend less than you earn. When you manage your finances well, and you are able to live within your means, that gives you more flexibility. If you are employed by someone and you receive a monthly salary or a bi-monthly salary, you're able to manage your money well and know that you don't have to have anxiety around it. When you also manage your money, you're able to see how you spend, what you can sort of get rid of, and also where you can invest into, where you can try and grow your money into. And also, I would advise you to not rely on one stream of income. I know that there are people who work 9 to 5, and so that takes up 40 plus hours a week, sometimes 60, sometimes 80. But if you're working maybe 40 hours a week, you maybe spend 24 of those asleep. Maybe you spend another 10 with your family and friends and with hobbies and other things. You've still got relatively around 35 hours a week in order to work on something else that can maybe give you another stream of income. So you always have time. Just again, depends on how you plan it. Going back to my first point, what you say yes and no to. And also it means that you create financial goals. So what do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? Like, do you want to buy a house? Do you want to buy a car? Do you want to, reduce your debt? Do you want to ensure that, you want to go on holiday but debt free? Because I advise everyone to stay debt free. Do you want to make some investments? Things like that. It's just having a goal to pull you somewhere financially is so important, because then you're propelled to go forward rather than having sort of a negative and anxious viewpoint towards money. Money is a tool. It's not something that should control you. It's something that you steward properly so that it can help you live the best life, and also other people so that you can give back. The next point is relinquish responsibility for other people. It's so easy, particularly if you're an empath, to sort of let go of feeling like you need to fix something or to help someone or to do that. And I'm all for being helpful, and I'm all for being to serve with a purpose. But I think it's so important to understand where other people end and you start, especially if there are people within close proximity to you. So it's so important to understand, hey, I'd love to help you with this, but again, out of self-care, to be your best for them and for yourself, sometimes you just have to understand that something isn't your responsibility. And when you do that, you're actually showing a genuine care and love for that person, because you're equipping them and enabling them and pushing them to find out the remedy for themselves, to solve the issue for themselves, and to not necessarily rely on you. And I think it's so healthy that there's an interdependence within people, that there's no dependency on any one particular person, that there's no dependency on them sort of helping you all the time and getting you up. It's understanding that, hey, we can help one another, but it's one where we exchange our learning, our growth, just our levels of maturity to mutually benefit each other. And when you do that, you also ensure that you create healthy boundaries around your life, so that you don't invite people who may just want to take from your life. That's a reality of life. But when you do that, and when you push someone to sort of solve the issue for themselves, you are actually also caring for yourself by only allowing healthy interactions and reciprocal relationships in your life. And then the last point is face your fears. You might think, well, the whole point of self-care is that I'm, taking care of myself. How is facing my fears and being petrified a good thing? When you face your fears, you grow. When you face things that make you nervous, when you do things that you might think that you can't do, when you choose to take a step forward, it might be something small as going to the films by yourself, or to the movies by yourself. It might be, going on holiday by yourself. It might be, reaching out to someone and offering to help them with something. It might be, trying to move jobs. It might be, asking that person out, things like that. But if you face your fears, you are able to see them as something that's so minute. When you face them, they seem so insignificant at the end of the day, once you've overcome them and you see that there's more within you than what you had thought. I tend to think of fears as false evidence appearing real. So it's usually scenarios or things that you may create inside your mind, and you're thinking, oh, I can't do that, or maybe I can't do that, but actually you can. And when you go with a mindset of, hey, I've thought about this with wisdom, it's something that's not detrimental to me and detrimental to other people, you can be able to face it head on. And usually the best things lie on the other side of overcoming your fears. So that's a big part of self-care. When you do that, you're able to live a life that is truly fulfilling, when you know that nothing truly and nothing really can hold you back. So I hope those tips on self-care helped you today, maximize your day. Just a few practical things thrown in there that you can do to sort of get yourself moving. Small steps every single day are the key to success. So check out our website, mirror-imageco.com. That's mirror-imageco.com for more blogs and information. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.